Okay, hold that on, please. 48 and a quarter. Today we're out working with some overbuilds on a cabin, and this cabin is really complex. Massive ridge beams. It's gonna make for some killer views. I'm really not looking forward to getting out on that roof. If you're thinking about building a cabin, I would urge you to reconsider. At least if you're doing a log cabin. There's just so much work that goes into building a cabin. When this log cabin gets all done, it is really going to be cool. One of the neat things about this cabin is the vaulted space in the upstairs. As you can see, there's a lot of work that goes into building this stick-framed roof system. If you had a conventional truss, it would be just a matter of laying them out, sheeting them, and being done. You can see the bolts just in these 3 LVLs. Count them up. There's 3 up there, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 bolts in this one. And upstairs there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those. It's a lot of holes to drill. Right at the center of that board. Clear to the sheeting, clear to the roof. That good? 72 3/4. So in regards to price on a cabin like this, I would say that you would spend twice as much in regards to building a cabin with a stick framed roof versus building a conventional type home. But for that price, that extra money, you get a home with a lot of character. For example, this post is holding up the ridge beams in the center of the roof. It's still got the bark on it. You've got these log trusses. But there's nothing cheap about building a log cabin. If you have the chance to buy one that's been around a while, it was maybe built when things weren't so expensive, you could pick up a good deal. But on a brand new log home, it's very expensive to put together.
From the other side, it's 72 and 3/4.
You know, the reason for all this extra bolts and extra LVLs is not necessarily wind, but it's snow loads. It's 6-8 feet of snow, maybe even drifting in some places on your roof to 10 feet, that require this unbelievable structure for supporting the roof. It's why the TGIs here are so close together, is to support all the weight of the snow. The hope is that with a steep roof like this, that the snow will slide off. But as snow freezes and thaws and sticks to the roof, it doesn't necessarily always slide, and the roof ends up carrying a lot of weight.
But this is, turn it around, let's see. Way better. Okay, you made your 14/4 off of, and how did you, what did you get for 56? That skill saw. Up 14/4.
You want to grab one out of the trailer?
Yeah. 56 1/4. Cut it.
Another one. No,
Same
your
thing.
angle's gonna be different.
You're gonna have a whack. Angle's gonna be different. You're going straight up and down. Oh yeah, it is. So it's still gonna be 56 1/4. Yeah. All right now. changing your. Yeah, it is. The 7, well, back from 7. Do that and it makes it go straight up. So, I know exactly how to do it. Okay, then we measured 56 1/4.
You know, insulation in a cabin like this is difficult. As you can see, you've got your logs, and the logs have a certain R value. You can see here, as we look at the front wall, the thickness of that log is 9 or 10 inches. But here on the roof, we've got an LVL, or an I-joist, that can hold a lot more insulation and get a higher R value. There's a lot of different ways to insulate a log cabin, but they're not going to be as energy efficient as you could get with a conventionally framed home. I guess if you can afford to build a log cabin, then you can afford to leave the heater on.